Okay. So lovely to meet you, Frank. Thank you very much for coming on to have this conversation with me. Um, so we've spoken a number of times over the years, and you've actually been I've just established this with you now, a very long-term customer of Yamoa, haven't you? Because you were introduced to it by Dr. David Williams through his Alternatives magazine, and that was at least 2001.
Yeah, way back
So
then.
it was. So that's 23 years ago. So, you know, why don't you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about your history?
Sure. My name is Frank Bellospirito. I'm a human being over here in the United States. A wacky place to be. I've got a family, two kids, boy and a girl, wife. She's a nurse. And like Tanya said, I was reading the alternative magazines or yeah, bulletins actually from Dr. Williams, and that's how I started hearing about the Yamoa.
Mm.
But before I get into that, I do a lot of volunteer work. I've got a couple of companies, an umbrella company that's Island Legacy Holdings, and in that we do a number of things, including some nonprofit stuff that we're taking across the United States, from helping medical patients to food banks. We do a lot of real estate. We do legal. We do Medicare. So we're really helpful. We have an organization that really helps the people, give the people what they want. We've vetted the companies that are under us to provide better service to the common man. So that's
Mm.
about me, I guess. That's good enough.
Fantastic. And so what was it that drew you to Yamoa? What were you suffering from? Asthma, hay fever? Was it? Do you remember?
Yeah, I'll never forget when you're. I always had asthma all my life, and it could have been through vaccines that I got it. I won't
Right.
go through all the details on how it could have even been misdiagnosed, but however, I had asthma, and they didn't know how to handle it back then. So at 10 years old, that went to a clinic. My cousin was a doctor, so he got us to a clinic, and I was sick every day, never in school.
Mm.
They gave me the diagnosis: you're going to die within a year. That
Oh
was
God.
10 years old.
Oh, that's shocking. Yeah.
So my mind said, well, let's go. Long story short, move it fast forward. So during that period of time, I had no idea this was a really bad thing, but I kept always searching for alternatives. And I
Mm.
guess so to go back 20 years, I guess I was be in my 50s when I found, or 40s, actually 40s, when I ran across Dr. Williams. And then we started looking at further alternatives
Mm.
in the healthcare. Like there's clear, all things that could, help your asthma and help a lot of other things. I'm very, very healthy.
Mm.
So that's when I found Yamoa, and it was a bark coming from a tree.
Mm.
And prior to that, I ran into a doctor that, an Asian doctor, so I believe more in Asian culture than in medicine than American. But he looked at my nose and he said, "God, you have asthma, bronchial asthma, or asthma."
Mm.
And I looked at him. I said, "How the hell do you know that? I haven't. You know me for 5 minutes. How do you know that? What is your problem?"
Yeah.
And no, I looked in your nose and I could tell. Oh, well, then that opened my eyes to,
Mm.
there's other things out there as far as, as a kid, I was in a clinic for 18, 19 years begging, when am I going to be discharged? I'm either going to
Mm.
die or be discharged, one or the other. So
Mhm.
you know, looking at American medicine and then seeing that really opened my eyes. And I began researching a lot of different things. So Yamoa has been a godsend.
Mm.
And, a bark from a tree could help you. They always say God put everything on this earth for you to heal you, help you, do whatever you need to do. You just need to go find it. And a lot of that information was destroyed as generations died. They wanted to become dependent instead of independent. We as
Mhm.
a human race was always independent.
Mm.
Governments made us dependent. So we lost that ability. We used to work for food. Now we work for money.
Mm.
So with those concepts in mind, I always lean towards the natural, healthy way. And when I started taking the Yamoa, I never took any more medicine. I was on medication for 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
Tedrol,
you
the pumps,
genuinely not
hospital visits.
needed. any of those other things since?
No, nothing. I'd go into a hospital emergency room. All I had to mention was I have asthma, and they cleared the room. You had you had heart patients in there, people dying heart attack, people on IVs. No, you got asthma. They cleared the room. You get in there now. I
Mm,
never knew what the hell it was. I thought it was just a blank check that I could walk into a hospital and have all this power.
yeah,
But Yamoa has been the catalyst that put me where I am today.
yeah. Wow.
Healthy. I've always been very active in sports, and on that note, but always been hindered. Um, I went on to achieve three black belts at international level.
Wow.
So I'm very disciplined in that, but it all comes back to being able to breathe.
Yeah, yeah,
And when I was a kid, I had one dream, and that was to breathe. Everybody has a million dreams. Well, now I've got a million dreams,
yeah.
and I
So
can breathe.
yeah, the thing that most of us who are lucky enough to have very healthy lungs take that one essential thing completely and utterly for granted. We go to bed just expecting to wake up and we don't even think about breathing. We don't even think about it. And yet for you, it's been the main thing on your list of I've got to do this today. I've got to be able to breathe. I've got to be able to breathe.
Yeah.
So, and it's just phenomenal that your mom has been able to help you in that way. Frank, have you ever gone without it? Have you ever stopped taking it for a period of time to see how things are without it? Or
Because of my inquisitive nature, I found other things that were actually spices or products in the kitchen
yeah.
that could assist. So I would always take one Yamoa a day.
Mm.
Um, it's kind of like you get a phobia. When you know what it's like not to breathe, and the minute that you can't breathe, oh my God! I mean,
You don't
it
want to
just
be without it. So you don't want to take
you
that risk.
no. So I've taken one Yamoa a day, and then I'll take like basil tea with ginger, and I'll take bay leaves, or I'll use and that's at night. I'll use thyme is another good one for your lungs. Those were all in my kitchen when I was a kid, but we didn't have the knowledge.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
when I see people, I share that. A lot of people charge for things. I walk around. I don't charge for nothing. I have a lot of quality information,
Mm,
from financial education to everything,
mm,
and I just give it away. I don't believe in charging for any of that kind of stuff. But Yamoa, like, keep coming. It's a catalyst because I've had the asthma for so long. I think it's just in my system. I don't think it would ever go away. But I understand with the Yamoa, if you catch it early, it eventually will correct it, the Yamoa bark,
mm.
or correct your system. But because I had it so long, it's probably just a built-in thing. I just want to breathe, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I mean, we do have a lot of people who've had asthma all their lives and they've taken it and then they've never needed it again. So everybody's different. But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
do understand that a lot of people, just like yourself, they're nervous of not having it around, nervous of not being able to use it. So, there are a lot of people who don't use it ever again. And there are people like yourself also who just don't really want to take that risk. You'd rather have it to hand and know that it's there and keep that maintenance dose going. So, you know, I just wonder, I wonder what it would be like, Frank, if we could just maybe come off it for a while and just see what happens. Just have it there and just see.
I always want to try. Some of my phobia comes from I've gone 19 hours when I was a kid. These are some horror stories, and I've told people that this is the kind of person you deal with when you deal with me. 19 hours without breathing,
Oh, God.
just grasping for breath, and go to the hospital. They shoot you with adrenaline. You wonder, oh my God, what was that? Can I have a
So you were in full swing there and we got cut off. I'm so sorry.
yeah? I went, oh, our time's up.
I tell you, I'm technologically useless with this Zoom thing, but
Well, you're better than me.
I do my best. So yeah, you were in the thick of telling us about your experience when you couldn't breathe for 19 hours, I think it was.
Yeah, sorry for the cutoff.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
19 hours. So when you go through stuff like that, it really sticks with you.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I got a shot of adrenaline. But you're a kid, you're very
Yeah.
active, and your parents they're helpless and things like that. But all the knowledge in the world, that we used to have, we don't have anymore. All that stuff was in the kitchen, and
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
I swear by your mom, when I saw that and it's all natural, come
Yeah.
on, does it hurt you? I don't know how. Well, the effects of the medication that I was taking, it was probably all experimental too,
Mm.
because they didn't even know what I had back then. I was getting, when I was a kid, I was getting like 12 to 14 shots a day.
Oh.
And then I went to the clinic, and then it was every 2 weeks. And while getting evaluated, at that particular time, they did scratch tests, and they came out and said, you can't eat anything.
Oh.
And you're a kid, you're growing, you're kidding me. So I had a card, I guess 5x7 of everything I can eat. And then they gave me a book of things that I couldn't eat, wear, or do. And I'm Italian, so my mom was a great cook.
Mm.
And white spaghetti versus all that. And my family they ate very well, not me.
Oh. Oh God, how awful. Really. So,
And
I
my
mean,
wife,
eating normally now,
I
have
eat
you?
everything. And one doctor had said, because this happened to me 3 times, I got that where they said you're going to die.
Mm.
Because one time I was up in Yosemite, uh, running and doing training and camping with my son. And then I got an infection in my sinus. And, I didn't know what it was. They said, yeah, I said, I have asthma. Oh, you got to go through all the tests. So bringing back those, I told them right off the bat, I am not going to go through this again. They said, you're allergic to everything. I said, I eat everything. I said, figure it out, people. If your body is sensitive to one thing or reacting to one thing, it's going to be sensitive to everything.
Mm.
And they didn't get it. These are doctors aren't going, give me I can eat everything. I have no problem. Oh no,
Mm.
you can't. You can't do this. You can't do it. Oh my God, and my whole life goes flashing before me. I am not gonna, you know what? I'd rather die. I'm
Yeah.
done.
And go through all that
I'm
again.
done. And had I
Yeah.
had Yamoa at those times, my friend, infection control nurse, that's how I knew about these other allergy doctors.
Mm.
And she helped, she would say, Frank, you go to my doctor. And my son, the same thing. We took him to the doctors and stuff like that. But it would have been great. Hey, no, Kay, take this, you know, take this. And I'm taking it. It's great. You won't have a problem anymore.
So
But
what would you say to anybody? I mean, when you meet people, do you tell them about Yamoa?
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Quick.
Yeah.
I can't stand when I look at people and I can, especially kids.
Mm.
Um, I look at, oh my God, what's wrong with your son or daughter? Oh, they got asthma. I've given them my inhalers, when I didn't know about Yamoa.
Mm.
But then when Yamoa came in and said, oh, you need to look at this. And I'd write it down,
Mm.
tell them go look at, I'm not telling you, but I am sure that this product will help your kids,
Yeah.
I'm taking it, and I don't take medicine anymore. And I tell them, I feel sorry for the child. I said, I had that. I know what they're going through.
Mm.
This will help them.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I said, trust me,
Mm.
I was worse than them. And they
Yeah.
need to be a kid and go play and everything else. This is the stuff that they, so yes, I recommend it highly. They're not
So if
gonna,
anybody's dithering, if anybody's sort of watching this video, sitting on the fence, they've read a bit about it, they've heard a bit about it, but they're not quite sure if it's for them, what would you suggest? What would you say?
get off the fence.
Yeah, get off the fence, stop sitting on the
Get
fence.
off the
It's a very
fence, get the
painful and
Yamoa. Yeah,
uncomfortable place to be. Just put your trust in
yes.
something. Just
Trust in
try
that,
it.
and then
What's the
start.
worst can happen? The worst
Yeah.
that can happen is it doesn't work.
It,
That's what.
God, I don't, you'd live to spend another day, you know, but get the Yamoa, and the Yamoa is going to lead you to looking at other alternatives in your life.
Mm.
And that's the foundation. You always need a foundation in anything you do, whether it be financial, health,
Mm.
just diets is health, but you need a strong foundation. Education, you need that strong foundation. And from the foundation, you can build on. But if you got a weak foundation, no matter what you do, you will not be able to be successful and build on that. It will crumble. So Yamoa in the health side gives you that foundation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can do the very basics, which is breathe. And then
Exactly. And then you
everything
have
from
dreams.
there on becomes a bonus, right?
Yeah, those that cannot breathe have one dream. Those that
Mm,
can breathe have many dreams.
mm, yeah,
So,
exactly. So true. Yeah.
yeah, definitely get Yamoa. Get it.
I mean, there's so
What are
many
you waiting
people that
for?
have, so many people that I've, had come to me and said, it's just transformed my life. Even the children, the parents have come and said they're able to do the running again. They were able to go and play sport again. They couldn't do it before. They had to sit on the sidelines and just watch all their friends having fun. They couldn't play in the playground. They couldn't do this and this. And the Yamoa has just liberated them. It's a liberation. It's an ability to sort of stop focusing on the just having to try and breathe and actually just enjoy life. And it's
Exactly.
just,
It's going to give them the
yeah.
foundation they need to succeed in life,
Mm,
amongst other things. But that's the first. If you can't breathe, you're not doing nothing.
no, yeah.
So
Everything
let's
is just,
start there. And you start with that, you get a good handle on your health,
mm,
and now you can do amazing things, providing
yeah,
you're giving that environment to succeed in.
mm, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, you want to have your MOA on your shelf.
Exactly. Just have it there, just in case. Well, Frank, I'm just so grateful for you coming on and prodding me again and saying, "Come on, let's do this video." You asked for it, and it's absolutely delightful to see your face and the face to the name that I've seen for so many years crop up. So yeah, it's wonderful, and I'd just like to say to anybody who's watching this, if you haven't tried it, listen to Frank. He knows what he's talking about. Okay, he's been there, he's done it. And from me, if you've watched this and you've used Yamoa and you've also had a really good experience or even not so good experience, we want balance here. We want everybody to know exactly what this thing can or can't do. So, if you've tried it and it hasn't helped, come on and talk to me about it. Let me, let's talk. Let's see, maybe there are other avenues we can look at. But again, so grateful to you, Frank. Have a wonderful day. I know it's morning for you. It's close of the day for me, so I'm going to go and feed my chickens.
Oh,
And
great. You got homemade eggs.
yeah, I've got the most, and we actually discovered, so we've got one broody hen who's taking up all the space in the little hut that they were laying in.
Oh, wow.
She's just broody, and so all the others have been disappearing, and we didn't know where they were laying, and we just found the stash of eggs today, so we're thrilled. We've got
Oh,
hundreds of eggs.
fantastic.
So we're going to go and do the
Fantastic.
float test on all of them now, but I was beginning to wonder, if I was ever going to have eggs again, just the one egg. So yeah, we've got lots of eggs now. It's wonderful. So take care, Frank, and yeah, let's speak again soon, because I know we've got a lot to talk about anyway.
You got it, Tanya. It's been a pleasure, a godsend, God blessing. And it's great to see you and speak with you. I love it.
Yeah.
You're a
All
great
right.
person.
Thank you. Take care, Frank.
All
Talk
right.
to you
God
soon.
bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.